Okay, so this work right over here is the opposite of this. We took the equation right here and we worked our way backwards, again, factored it in order to get back to here. So this is how we did that. Now, this one right here, the x minus 9 and the 6x plus 8, you're going to do that on your paper. All right, you're going to do that on your paper. All right, so this one right here, I'm not, well, no, I'll go back to that one in a minute. All right, so on this one, we're going to draw our little box. We're going to draw our little cross thing here, right up here. All right, this right here is AC. A times C goes here. All right, well, let's check and see what our A is. What's A, guys? Come on, what's A? There's an understood number right here. Yep, A is 1. B is what? Yep. And C is what? Good. Okay. So this right here is going to be A times C. Well, A is 1, C is 32, so this is going to be 32. Now this piece right here has to be B, and B is 12. All right, so let's kind of think of some stuff. We've got 1 and 32. When you add those together, that gives you 33. That's not going to work. Let's pick it up a pace. What else can you think for the factors of 32? Come on, guys, 32. What about 2 as a factor? All right, 2 and 16. Did they add together to get 12? Nah, they add together and get 18. What's another one? Does 3 go into it? Eh, 3 doesn't go into it. Does 4 go into it? Why, yes, Miss Mills. Yes, it really does. 4 times 8 is 32. Okay, well, what's 4 plus 8? Ooh, Miss Mills, I know the answer to that. It's 12. And so that's our answer. Really? That is awesome. Okay, so in this corner, we're putting ax squared. Well, right here, it's our first term. So it's going to be x squared. In this corner, we have c, which is 32. See, right up here. Okay, in this corner, we have the first factor, or whichever factor you want it to be, with an x. In this corner, we have, I feel like I'm in a fight, you know. In this corner, weighing 4x pounds. 4x! And the crowd goes wild. All right. So now that we've got our little box done, we're going to come back and get our factors. So what's the greatest common factor of x squared and 8x? Anyone? All right, for the sake of time, because I only have 10 more minutes on this video, it's x. I thought that's what y'all said. The greatest common factor of 4 and 32 is 4. We can't pull an x out because 32 doesn't have an x. All right, this guy is positive. Those two are positive because this guy's positive. 4 is positive because 4x is positive. All right, greatest common factor of x squared and 4x Yes, how did you know? It is x. Awesome. The greatest common factor of x squared and 32? It sure is. It's an 8. All right, this guy is positive, so this guy is positive. So our factored form is y equals x plus 4 and x plus 8. Okay, a minute ago we said that this form right here was a great way to find your x-intercepts. Well, let me show you how. Let me show you how. So what you do is you take this right here and this right here. When you have x-intercepts, your y is going to be 0. Okay? And as long as one of these factors is 0, the whole equation is going to be 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the x plus 4 and say, well, how would I get him to 0? Subtract 4. So x equals -4. So that's one x-intercept. Do the same thing over here for this one. Because if he's 0, again, my equation will be 0. Subtract 8. So x equals -8. So your x-intercepts are right here, -4 and -8. So if they gave us the x-intercepts, we could make it come into here by saying x and the opposite of the x-intercept, x and the opposite of the x-intercept, and then we can multiply them back up here the way we did up here, and I can get standard form. Wow. Okay, take a second and do this one right here. Work on that one. Okay, for this one, I'm going to do, here we go. I'm going to put a times c and get -90 right here. And then I'm going to get b and put him right here. All right, so I'm going to start 1 and -90, because remember, I want my bigger number to be negative because that's negative. That's -89. Nah, he doesn't work. So what about 2? 2 times -45 equals -90. Add them together, that's -43. Nope, doesn't work. All right, what about 3? Well, it sure does. 3 times 30. Nope, still not going to work because that gives me -27. Nope. 4? No, 5 does. 5 and 18, I believe. No, yeah, 40. So add those together, that gives me -11. I'm getting closer, but I'm still not there. All right, 5, 6, no, 7, no, 8, no, 9 does. All right, that gives me -1. Well, I can already tell that I'm past that, so that's not going to work out. So this doesn't look like it's working out too well, and I'm like looking through there, I can't find that too well. Okay, there's 2 different ways you can do this now. You can either do the quadratic formula, which we're going to learn that after a while. I'm not sure if y'all learned it at the end of Math 1 or not. But I'm going to do that. I can either do that, or I can come over here to Desmos and I can plug it in and let Desmos tell me what my answer is, what my solutions are. Y equals 9x squared minus 9x minus 10. So if you get to something that's a little crazy and you're just like, oh, I'm spending too much time on this, go graph it. Well, look at here. You can tell that these zeros are crazy. This is not your normal number. That's okay. So I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to say my zeros, or my x-intercepts. Oops, I had my pen upside down. That doesn't work. My x-intercepts are going to be -0.667 and 1.667 and 1.667. So, but for that, I know now in factored form, f of x equals x, and then the opposite of this x-intercept. So instead of negative, he's positive. And then times the opposite of this. Ta-da! And now we're right back where we were to the factored form. So that's your factored form. That's how you factor that. Okie doke? All right. Okay, the last thing that we did yesterday is we took the stuff from the vertex form and we turned it into standard form. Now we remember that we said that the vertex was going to be easy to get from the standard form, from this form right here. So this is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. And your vertex is going to be h, k. All right, easy enough. I know that my vertex for the y coordinate is going to be -9. Now I just need to find the h. Well, whatever this is, it's a +2. Take the opposite. So it's -2. So our vertex is -2, -9. Next week, I'm going to show you guys a really quick way that you can graph this. So easy. So stinking easy. All right, but that's not what they wanted. They want us to turn it to standard form. Okay, we can do that. Okay, first thing we're going to do is expand it. We know that this is x plus 2 times x plus 2 because, y'all okay? Alrighty, so I'm going to come and do this in that box right here. Do it kind of quickly because I am shoved on time. Let me pause it. So my final answer is going to be x squared plus 4x minus y. You can pause the video and look and see how we got this. Go and make sure that works for y'all. Okay, so the only thing different on this one, y equals -3, x minus 1, x minus 1 plus 5, is I'm going to distribute this -3 to this first section first. -3x plus 3 to do and x minus 1. Then you're going to go back and do your box just like we did before. Get all that going. I'm going to trust that you guys can do that. Okey-doke. I'm going to give you a second to do this right here. You're going to need to write it in standard form. Vertex form, we're not going to mess with that too much right this minute. Oh, yeah, we can do that. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then you're going to tell me where it's increasing, where it's decreasing, the x-intercepts, the y-intercepts, what's the vertex, so fill all this out for just a minute. Go ahead. Go. Okay, so here this is filled in. Pay attention that over here we changed that to y equals right there because that's usually what you mention for your minimum or maximum. Vertex form we're going to talk about later on. Okay,